Stop me if you've heard this before. The Cowboys do nothing, at least as of right now, on day one of NFL free agency. There's still a couple hours left, but the Cowboys haven't made any moves that matter. I don't consider the long snapper as one that matters. We will have videos for you each and every single day, as the Cowboys have been very quiet so far in NFL free agency. Hit that sub button at youtube.com/@CowboysTV. Live again tomorrow with more news as well around the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys lost one notable player in free agency, at least again, as of right now. That is Jourdan Lewis, who is signing a matching record-setting deal among nickel corners, a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Jacksonville Jags. Has $20 million guaranteed. Nothing overly surprising there. Actually, I take that back. A little bit surprising he got so much money. The PFF projections, the Spotrac had been like $3 to $6 million. It's tough for me to say I think he's one of the best nickel corners in the NFL and be surprised he got paid as such. He did. I think Lewis is an awesome player. I think he's deserving of that contract. It just sucks for the Dallas Cowboys to have a massive hole in the cornerback room now where you've got uncertainty around Trayvon Diggs. You have Deron Bland coming off an injury. And now you don't have Jourdan Lewis. I don't know what your cornerback room is going to look like now. You know, Travarius Ward is off the market. He had been linked to the Cowboys. He ends up going for $20 million per year. Dallas was never going to go down that path. Now you lose J-Lou, and you're losing a dog on your defense, a critical, like, high-effort physical player in run support, even for a nickel corner. I think one of the best nickel corners in the NFL. That sucks. To lose J-Lou and have just massive uncertainty around what you're going to do in the cornerback room, I don't know where you go from here. You know, maybe it's a draft pick, but I can't say draft pick at, corner, receiver, running back, at D-line. You've got 3 in the top 149. I can't fill all my needs that way. So the pinned comment on today's show is this. Give me your one-word reaction to losing Jourdan Lewis. It is the pinned comment. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Now, we also have the details on Chuma Edoga leaving, or at least some of the details on Edoga leaving. He is also heading to the Jacksonville Jags. Details to be determined. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a fairly cheap deal and it is the Cowboys like, we can let Austin Richards be our swing tackle, which frankly is what I would have done. You will not hear me complain about this particular move because I don't think Chuma Edoga is that good of a player. I don't think he adds all that much to your team. I have seen him get beat on a pretty consistent basis. I think you can do better. I think you can add better talent. So I have no real concerns on Edoga leaving in what has been a specifically for the Cowboys, a mostly quiet day in free agency. Losing Chuma Edoga does not get me upset the way it did with you missed on Jourdan Lewis and you signed nobody. Losing Edoga is like, okay, moving on. I think Richards is just as good. He can fill that swing tackle need, and that's kind of all I need out of my number 3 tackle with Guyton and Steele back in the fold. Now, we have the Cowboys turnover chain available for you at chatsports.com/Cowboys chain. Hopefully we get to use it this year as the Cowboys, again, sit out day one of free agency. Maybe news to come in the not-too-distant future. Get your turnover chain today, chatsports.com/Cowboys chain. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys chain. All right, Trent Sieg. Also, this is the move the Cowboys made. Ooh, it doesn't mean anything for me. It's in a bubble. It's actually fine. Doing a 3-year, $4.45 million deal with Trent Sieg. Okay. Like that's about the right cost for him. That's not that dissimilar for anything else. Like it's like, okay, like that's a little bit more than the vet minimum he would have made. You're guaranteeing the first 2 years of his contract plus a little bit more into day 3. Like that's not really a huge problem. Like in a bubble, I have no issues re-signing Trent Sieg. But it is the optics of the situation. When you don't do anything and you lose a critical part of your defense, to be like, we signed Trent Sieg, thumbs up, okay? Like that, Trent Sieg doesn't win you any more games in 2025. He's a long snapper. Maybe having him back in the fold doesn't cost you anything, but having him in the fold doesn't make me feel better about this team. I've got needs at running back, wide receiver, at guard, at defensive tackle, defensive end, at linebacker, and now especially at corner. I re-signed the long snapper. Okay, who cares? That doesn't do anything for me. Now, again, you've got 5-ish hours until day 1 of free agency actually ends. Grade the Cowboys so far. I think it's going to be low, and I frankly agree with that. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. If that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there. Let me know A, B, C, D, or F. Now, there are still players available. We'll get to Cooper Kupp here kind of on the fly in a second. But I want to begin with Dre Greenlaw. And there had been reports of the Cowboys in on Charvarius Ward and Dre Greenlaw, and then Charvarius Ward got $20 million per year. And we just know that's not how the Cowboys choose to operate. I would feel a little bit better if the Cowboys found a way to add Dre Greenlaw in free agency. That would make me feel like, okay, cool. They did something. They did something productive. They added a good player on a contract that's probably pretty favorable. My concern is this is going to start to approach that, 8-figure range that the Cowboys, the Cowboys haven't spent more than $6 million per year on a free agent that actually played for them since Greg Hardy. And the Greg Hardy was kind of iffy because it was heavy incentive-based deal. But at this point, it's 2025. That's the cost of doing business in free agency. Greenlaw in 2023 was awesome. Then he got hurt. Missed most of 2024. Go do this. Let's add a player who can help my football team. You've got $50 million in salary cap space. What are we waiting for here? You will not win the deal in free agency. The Eagles did not win the deal with all their moves, and they won a Super Bowl. Stop trying to focus so much on the minutia and focus more big picture. So name a player who you want the Dallas Cowboys to sign. Dalvin Tomlinson getting cut stands out to me. Another name we'll get to here in just a second. Name a player who you want the Cowboys to sign. I think also anybody is probably a very valid name as well. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. How about Cooper Kupp? Adam Schefter, as I've predicted, says if the Rams cannot find a trade partner for Cooper Kupp, they will release him. We have to actually see him get cut before I go yeah, this is an option. But I am not surprised a cut is a release for Cooper Kupp. The Texans added 3 receivers today. And I thought they were a top contender for Cooper Kupp. So in the event that the Cowboys don't add anybody and a player like Cooper Kupp gets cut, that starts to make sense for me. That starts to be an intriguing option for the Dallas Cowboys. But the money matters. This team is so hesitant to spend outside money in free agency. I have to see it before I believe it. So we'll see what happens. I'll be back live again tomorrow with more on the Cowboys during NFL free agency.